Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm here today with Ashley Turner. So excited. Hi, Ashley. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, so excited to have you. And for those of you who don't know who Ashley is, you totally should. Her website's ashleyturner.org, right? And I'm just going to read your tagline, Ashley, because I just think I'm obsessed with it.
Thank you.
Integrating yoga, psychotherapy, and spirituality for powerful, joyful living. I love that so much, for powerful, joyful living. And I think this is so fun that we're here today because you and I, when did we start working together? Like 2 years ago. I was doing
At least,
yeah, a
yeah.
while ago. I did some design for you, and now we're both doing some awesome stuff. So I know you have an upcoming conference on meditation, and one of the things that I do with my clients all the time, and even in my life, something that I resist but need to do, and I meditated this morning, and it just really shifted my day, is meditation, right? So I would love to hear from you, maybe why you started meditating, and what it's done for you.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me on, Allie. It's such a pleasure to be here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so I'm launching this conference, Meditation 101, basically because I'm a yoga teacher of 14 years and a psychotherapist.
Oh,
Did you cut out?
I did for a second.
Okay.
We're
You're
good there.
there. Okay, and a psychotherapist, and meditation is literally the first thing that I recommend to people, to really, for any challenge, whether it's addiction or a relationship, going through a breakup, trying to get clear on what you want to do in your career, emotional eating, because it really works to fortify your core sense of self, and it gives you really that vertical axis, which is, in other words, you're tuning in to your center, you're tuning into your connection to spirit, your connection to truth and love. And when you're aligned with that, nothing can sway you. I mean, we have emotions naturally. We're humans. We have all these experiences that rise and fall. But what do we do really quickly in any moment, in any situation, to bring ourselves back into I'm okay. I love myself. I know I'm going to get through this. I know I'm powerful. I can handle this, and change from fear to love, essentially. And so for me, meditation is really the most potent tool of all the things that I've studied. And there's so many different kinds of meditation. And whenever I found myself, suggesting that to someone, a client, a friend, a student, the very next thing I inevitably heard was, I don't know how to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I gotta help solve this problem. I gotta demystify this whole situation and give people a lot of different tools, all different kinds of meditation, to choose from, and then figure out what works best for you. So myself, you asked, how did I start meditating? I guess I would even backtrack all the way to childhood, because I grew up in Christian Presbyterian background, and it was a really healthy spirituality. And so, not that it was necessarily called meditation, although I think that term was used, but maybe more reflection or prayer. So I was always trained and around people who were tuning into God, who were tuning into spirit. And so it was never foreign for me. It was never something I had to get over some, false belief about it. It was always comfortable for me. And then college, in fact, I went through a really intense experience. I moved from Central Illinois, had this great childhood, decided I wanted to go to California, went to USC, and I actually just posted on Instagram, my graduation picture yesterday from USC. It was hilarious.
Throwback
Thursday. To see that. Yeah, exactly. And so when I got to USC, I was so excited and really eager. And then I went to Rush sororities, and I was literally rejected from almost every sorority. And it was a really traumatic experience for me. And I went back again, 6 months later to try to get in, and still was rejected. So I really lost my sense of self in my college years. And I think that's where it really started meditation. And again, I don't even know that I had those terms, but I started reading about Taoism, and I went to some classes on meditation in college. And I just I had totally lost who I was and confidence. I was really insecure and, just dealing with a lot of rejection and fear and really depression. I didn't realize it was depression at the time, but I was totally depressed. For that reason, I just didn't have a boyfriend for a couple years, and it was hard. I started drinking in college, and So it really started to help me. And that, along with exercise, were the two things that just helped me rebuild my sense of self from the inside out. Instead of looking to everyone else to get that validation and acceptance, I just had to build it inside. And I look at that as my sacred wound. And it really launched me on this path. And then I started teaching yoga and really learning about meditation through my first few yoga teachers. And then I went and did a 10-day Vipassana meditation, a silent meditation, which was life-changing. And so it's a strong part of my practice. I notice when I get off track, when I don't meditate for a couple days or weeks, it just, when I'm in my space, even if it's 10 minutes, I try to do usually 20 to 30 minutes a day in the morning. But if I don't, for several days, like, I can definitely feel the shift. And when I'm attuned, when I'm aligned, I'm just more confident. I'm more together. It's in psychology, we talk about cohesion, and it really brings the disparate parts of ourselves together, and we can view ourselves from a holistic perspective and act then and make choices from that holistic, empowered perspective.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And I think what you said about the disparate parts of us coming together, I know for me, like the past couple of days, I wasn't meditating, and I was getting back into those same negative thought patterns that I've had, and like getting back into like craving attention from my friends and doing these things that like don't feel like me anymore. And I'm like, what's going on? And then I just like get down on the meditation pillow and sit there, and I feel completely different. So it's just amazing how even just like 20 minutes can shift that. But I like how you said too that it's building that internal confidence, and it's almost like a muscle that needs to be built. The more that you do it, the more easily you can come back together and be
definitely. And the more, it is, it's a skill. And so the more out there, I actually just literally yesterday was in this therapy intensive with my boyfriend, and the therapist was watching me, and she was like, wow, you're really staying like, how are you staying so calm in the midst of this chaos? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I guess just after 20 years of practicing, like, hopefully in the moment I have access to a little bit of this stuff. I still will break through or break down, but I can still feel that core sense of, really, for me, it's really, I'm okay. Like, I'm going to be okay no matter what happens. If we break up, if I move, if I change careers, like whatever, I'm going to be okay. And it's self-trust. And I feel like that self-trust comes from also developing, again, that vertical axis, that linear connection to the divine, or to something greater than ourselves, or to that within us, which is divine, which is whole, which that breakable part of ourselves, the soul. And so it's really just, it's like a date with your soul. You're spending time with, you're paying attention to it. And on my conference, actually, Sally Kempton gave such a beautiful meditation. She's an incredible meditation teacher of Tantra, and lived in India for years. And her meditation like revolutionized my understanding of it, which is, she was talking a lot about, Tantra is so much about the beloved and the soul and the human and the divine, and how your meditation is really about attuning or paying attention to that divine within you that's also yearning for you, like a beloved. And so the more you turn your attention and time, just like in any relationship, the more attention you pay, the more closely you listen, the more you affirm and uplift that person, the more they're going to respond in kind. And so if you think of that, if your relationship with the divine within you, and your meditation is like a date with that.
God, that's gorgeous.
I know. I love that analogy.
It's so beautiful. And one of the things, like with body image, I know that if I am able to access and know that my soul, my body's the place that is housing my soul.
Exactly.
If I'm in that place, how can I get mad at this beautiful thing that I have?
Like,
I know. How can I be mad at it?
So
that's one of the practices that really can help us, heal from that. It's awesome. Okay, so Ashley, tell us how we can meditate. Teach us like maybe one or two ways that you do it.
Yeah, well, I think, just like an embodied body scan meditation is really powerful, because it helps start to bring appreciation for these physical bodies, which, they're messy. It's, crazy. Having a human experience is challenging. We have big emotions. We have pain and sensation that sometimes is uncomfortable. Sometimes it's pleasurable and joyful. But body scan helps to cultivate a more objective, neutral relationship with our body, and just, really appreciating and seeing it. And so that's just simply scanning different sensations through your body. Like, you can do that. It's a good one to do before you go to bed at night, when you wake up in the morning, just to notice. I usually start actually like every yoga class just sitting in 2 minutes and having everyone just, okay, what do you notice? Where do you feel tightness? Where do you feel open? Where do you feel, just neutralizing the situation. And what you'll start to notice is that it always changes. And so then it's like all of our attachments and afflictions and judgments, it's going to change anyway. It's going to change. The sensation in 2 minutes will be different. So body scan, and then also breath awareness is really good. I love breath work and body because it brings you right into the present moment.
My dog.
Is that your dog?
Olive, you like meditation?
And so breath is really powerful because, like, I use this all the time when I'm with a client or when I'm in a meeting or, whatever, just tuning into your breath, taking a few deep breaths. The breath is really what links the mind and the body. So it's that third bridge. And then there's a whole slew of effects as well in the nervous system when you start to work with slowing down and smoothing out the breath. It moves us from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic nervous system. It starts to cultivate and secrete, the feel-good hormones of oxytocin and melatonin, serotonin, and it starts to release the stress, remove and flush out the stress hormones of cortisol and adrenaline. So just like slow, deep breathing, start with 5 minutes. Like that's really the prescription that almost everyone on my conference is given. Just start with 5 minutes a day. And if that's too much, start with 1 minute, and then try to add 1 minute to your meditation every week, so that eventually you get up to maybe 20 minutes or maybe 30 minutes. A lot of people say 20 minutes is an optimal time. Then you can really start dropping into some deeper brainwave states. It just depends for everyone, but start small. Consistency is more important than intensity. So better to do it 2 minutes every day or 5 minutes every day than 10 minutes every 2 weeks.
Yeah. And when you're first starting out meditating, it's really good to have guided meditations. And I know you guys are providing that with your meditation conference, right? Amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's amazing because everyone, the speakers, all the speakers are giving guided meditation. So I have Congressman Tim Ryan is leading a guided meditation. I just got Russell Simmons on the conference, and he's going to be doing it. Yeah, I know. So it's amazing.
Oh, it's so amazing. Terry Cole, I know she's on it. I'm obsessed with her. I love her meditations, her voice. I'm just like,
I know. I always tell her that. I'm like, you have such a radio voice. You're such a sex pot. Like, her voice is amazing. Every time we lead a coaching program together, and every time she gets on the phone, I'm like, oh my God, you're so sexy.
I love it so much. So much. Amazing. Cool. Okay. Yeah. And also I love what you said about the cortisol. Right. And that's not even just like, okay, you're going to feel better when your cortisol levels are lower, but your health, the health benefits are just
enormous.
It was called the period party. My friend is a hormone,
I know. I saw that. I love that.
So amazing. But she was just talking about, the effects of cortisol on the, endocrine system and how, it's just so good to. And
cortisol is a stress hormone, and it actually, when our body's in that stress state, that fight or flight, we start to retain weight, and we specifically around our midline. And so when our cortisol is up, it's harder to lose weight and, just maintain an even metabolism. So, that's even just a physical effect of meditation.
So true. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Ashley, can you guide us through a short meditation right now? I think that'd be really fun. Okay.
So let's do, if you're, my legs are crossed, so just uncross your legs, sit in your chair, feet on the floor, and then draw the shoulders down the back. Just maybe roll them around a couple times. And then close your eyes and your chin parallel to the earth. You can have your palms facing down, or you can have your palms facing up. If they're facing up, it's a little more open and receptive. If their palms are facing down, it's a little more grounding. So whatever you're feeling like you need today, I like to bring index and thumb together just to seal the energy in. And start with the soles of the feet and just notice inhaling up through the soles of the feet from the earth. And then like a waterfall, exhaling the breath, feel it from the crown of the head pouring down and out all the way through your torso, your legs, out through the feet. Again, inhaling up through the legs, up through the torso, all the way up through the spine to the crown of the head, like a volcano, lava rising upwards. And then as you exhale like a waterfall or like a French press, you're just pouring prana energy down and out. And then one more, inhaling all the way up the central channel through both sides of the spine. And as you exhale, pouring, pressing out any tension, any fear, any anxiety, down and out into the earth so you feel yourself supported. So then just pause here with your attention in the heart center. And on your next 3 breaths, inhaling, feel the heart expanding in every direction, behind you, below you, above you. Hold that expanded space as you exhale, soften into it. And again, on your inhale, expanding in every direction, from the heart center, widening. Your capacity to receive love is expanding. Hold it there as you exhale. Just soften into that enlarged, expanded space. One more time. Inhaling from the heart center, widening. Like you're puffing up your fluffy angel wings behind you. And softening as you exhale. Now just here, centered in your body. Simple body scan. Just notice where you might be feeling any tightness or tension. Just observe. Notice your breath nice and even and free. Notice where you might be feeling really open, clear, energized in your body, vital. And just notice a comparison between a point of tightness or tension and not maybe in a place of openness, clarity. Just juxtapose going back and forth between the two. And you actually start to, this is an African practice, start to bring that lightness and freedom, that openness that you feel in one part of your body over into that knot or that point of tension or sensation that's a little tight, whatever it is. So you just start to transfer the freedom, the openness, the lightness into a place of density, tightness. So you just recognize that you have both aspects, the light, the dark, the heaviness, the lightness. So transferring that healthy vibration, in yoga it's called bhavana, like a tone. Transferring that lightness over to the density or the tension. And then the last part of the meditation, I want you to feel into one part of your body that you tend to be critical of. And if it's possible, you can place your hands there. So I just place my hands around my waist. I love handles that I tend to criticize. And just place your hands there and literally, as if you're laying on hands, your healing hands, sending appreciation and love into this part of your body that shows up for you, that whatever part of your body, if it's your legs, the way they move you around the world, if it's your stomach, the way it digests your food and all the vital organs that live there around your waist. Just really flooding that area with golden light or white light, maybe rose-colored light. Just healing love, loving kindness and consciousness and appreciation for the absolute miracle that is literally beyond our comprehension. Appreciation for all that this body does for you. Specifically, this one part of your body that you tend to be hypercritical of. Knowing that all the trees and flowers and animals are all so different and unique. All of our body types are so different and unique and absolutely perfect. This perfect matrix, this body temple that I was born into. Really appreciating this crystallized form of consciousness that I'm living in. Last couple breaths here, just showering this part of your body with kindness, with metta, loving kindness. Soften perception. And then bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. And just feel the love of your heart center expanded, softened, melting down into your belly, just honoring your truth. Speaking truth. Just honoring your truth, honoring your body, honoring exactly where you are in this moment in your life, right here, right now, your relationship as it is, your bank account as it is, your career, your body as it is. Appreciating being alive. Appreciating being here in this beautiful community of soul sisters and seekers. Bring the hands together at your heart. Just a little bow to yourself. Gratitude for showing up today. Gratitude for Ali for holding this space and creating this forum. Gratitude for this practice of meditation. And all beings. Namaste. Thank you.
Ashley, thank you so much. Gratitude for you for guiding us through that. That was amazing. Oh my God, I feel like so different right now.
I know, so do I. I needed it.
Oh my God, me too. Even after I meditated this morning. It's so crazy how you can like get off like into crazy town like an hour after you meditate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What an honor. What an incredible, thank you all for just participating, and thank you for your incredible work and inviting me onto your show.
You too. Oh my God, this is amazing. And if you guys want more of this, I'm going to provide the link to Ashley's Meditation 101 virtual conference. There's like rock stars on there. Marianne Williamson, Sean Korn, who else?
Michael Beckwith, Russell Simmons. Yep. Representative Tim Ryan, Gabby Bernstein, Terry Cole.
It's going to be the bomb. I'll be there. So you guys come with us. Yay. Thank you again. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you so much, Ali. Have a great day.
Ashley.
Namaste, everyone.
Bye.